Hi all, Kyber1 here with Gladiator, Sands of Death by Mongoose Publishing for the D20 system. Alright, the themes here are arenas, blood sports, cruelty, and civilized savagery. So, this kind of reminds me of the great Gladiator movies, and, more so than Gladiator, like Spartacus and just things of that nature. There's a lot of content here, and a lot of it is open game license, which means you can reprint this material if you post the OGL page in the back, and that's awesome. I don't see the races of the spectacle as an important thing because it does call out having slaves, and last I checked, anybody can be put into chains and be forced to fight. And just, it doesn't make sense to me to have that section. My big complaint, though, is slaves gaining a new life on page 36 is very vague, and it lacks clarity. My high praise, though, is that just under half of the book is open game content. And this is the biggest push I have ever seen any publisher do in any published work for that. And it's brilliant. They call it out directly as far as what you can and cannot do. So let's go to page 36. All of the open game content is called out like this. There's a little footnote. And a new life. When multi-classing from the slave class, characters never suffer experience penalties. In addition, the slave class does not count towards the total number of classes when calculating such penalties. Once the slave class has been left behind, it is effectively assumed that the character never was a slave. So, I guess you would keep your level, but on the previous page, the slave, see, you gain certain benefits as you increase in level, and I'm wondering if those just kind of carry over. I mean, almost as a sub race sort of deal, because it's very odd that your slave class doesn't count towards new levels. And yeah, it's confusing. The key points here are the arena examples on 14 to 29, the scenario hooks on 32, the campaign ideas on 32 to 34, slave class on 35 to 36, gladiator champion on 36 to 37, beast handler on 37 to 38, charioteer on 38 to 39, gladiatorial feats on 40 and 41, different match types on 42 and 49, fame, mercy, and the crowd on 50 to 51, basically how your actions affect the crowd. That's pretty cool. Chariots on 52 to 56, exotic weaponry on 57 to 59, dirty tricks on 61 to 63, the Sands of Death, or as I like to call it, role-playing as Stable Master on 64 to 72. Sample Gladiators on 73 to 75. Easy drag and drop. Designer's Notes on 76. And Rule Summary on 79 to 80. And then the Stable Master's record sheet is on the back cover. So the pros here are page 36, A New Life. The fact that there is something to continue your character past being a slave. So, say you are a stable master that is an ex-adventurer, and your slave finally graduates, basically being a slave. They can come with you on adventures as basically a hireling, and they can actually be very useful to you. There's in-text reference for page numbers, clear indication of OGL content, 35 to 55, 57 to 59, 61 through 67, 73 and 74, and the back cover are all open game content. Once again, the con is A New Life. It doesn't really specify how affected you are, and I think it just counts the class. The class is the only thing. Any benefits you got from leveling up as a slave still carry over, I believe, and that's how I would play it. I highly recommend this, though, but you should talk with your GM as to how they would handle the A New Life section on page 36. It seems like a lot of fun, not very much work to hop into, and all of your player characters might enjoy spending a little time in the arena, whether as a stable master or a slave. And I'm not condoning slavery here. This is how it happened, though. I mean, you look at Rome, the arena wasn't there for free people. I mean, you really need to consider our history as people. And if our history has done some horrible things, fantasy can too. Alright, this is highly recommended. Kyber out.